7:01. I'd like to call the May 10th meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. And as we usually try to do, I'd like to start this out with the Pledge of Allegiance. So if everyone would join me, that'd be great. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great. A motion's been made and second to open our meeting.
Second.
The roll call is in order, so I will go Mr. Darcy,
Aye.
Mr. Rowland,
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
The Marshfield Board of Selectmen's meeting is open for business on Monday, May 10th at 7:03 p.m.
Great. So the next item on our agenda, as everyone watching, as everyone in this room knows, Mr. James Kilcoyne, Mr. Jim Kilcoyne is our newest selectman. We want to welcome you to our board, and congratulations on your victory. And as part of that, I will be assuming the duties of chair. Well, I'm going to make a motion. We need to reorganize the board. So I'm going to make a motion to select, to make select person Darcy.
Excuse me, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
So first of all, we need a motion, if you could, a motion to enter into reorganization of the Marshfield Board of Selectmen.
That's correct. So I'll make a motion to move into the reorganization of the Marshfield Board of Selectmen.
Second.
Motion's been made and duly seconded, and roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to enter into reorganization.
Okay. So I'd like to entertain a motion to nominate me, Christopher Rowland, as chair of the Board of Selectmen. Nope.
Mr. Chairman, yeah, you actually can't nominate yourself, but there's a little script I gave everyone in front. If you can just...
That's how it goes. Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to nominate Chris Rowland to be the chair of the Marshfield Board of Selectmen.
I would second that.
Motion been made and duly seconded, and roll call is in order. Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to make Christopher Rowland chair of the board.
Thanks, guys. All right. I'd like to make a motion to nominate Stephen Darcy as vice chair of the Board of Selectmen.
I would like to second that.
Motion been made and duly seconded, and roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to make Steve Darcy vice chair of the board.
All right, I'd like to make a motion to nominate James Kilcoyne as the clerk for the Marshfield Board of Selectmen.
I'll second.
A motion been made and duly seconded. The roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to make Mr. Kilcoyne clerk of the board.
Excellent. All right. So next up on our agenda is the town administrator report. Mr. Maresco.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. Week of April 20th, I had a weekly meeting with PMA to review the public meeting agenda for the police and DPW project meetings, which would take place later that week. We had a department head meeting, as folks know, on the third Tuesday of the month, and we talked about COVID update, the update on the vaccination clinic, upcoming town meeting, town hall, going back to regular hours, Earth Day events, the diversity event, and an update on our finances from our treasurer collector. Senior Center construction meeting, and at that meeting, the second floor was going up. They're making great progress. DPW meeting on project to review the numbers from their local estimators. As folks know, we've budgeted about $17,650,000 for that project. Come in slightly higher. We'll need to make some adjustments. Just for the record, that project's reduced the size and scope 3 times now if we reduce it anymore, but we'll have some ways to make up those numbers. Meeting with Mark McDonald and Danielle on a potential solution. Board of Health Director, we're going to do co-interim directors with Gary Russell and Dan Thompson. Participated in the moderator's pre-town meeting prep meeting. Week of April 26th was actual town meeting. Had a Zoom call with Plymouth County Treasurer Tom O'Brien, with Treasurer Collector Patrick and myself, to talk with the treasurer about the remaining $975,000 that's owed to us from the CARES Act, and to talk about potential ARPA funding from the federal government. We had a meeting with I had a meeting with the newly appointed Fire Chief Jeff Simpson to talk about the fire department's budget, get him up to speed on that, overtime issues, the clinic, and fire vehicle maintenance. I also that week had the Maya Safety Committee meeting. We meet 4 times a year and review accidents, falls, and other injuries with DPW, schools, and general government. And the impetus behind those meetings is that we identify the accident, we look at ways those accidents could have been prevented, and we put that into motion. And we've been doing it for almost 4 years now, and it's really reduced greatly injury and slip accidents, as well as in the schools. There's a lot of pushing and shoving sometimes, so that's been reduced greatly. Weekly meeting on the police construction project. I had a briefing with the Lieutenant Governor Polito and the Mass Municipal Association on COVID changes, openings, and limited number of guests in buildings and sporting events. Weekly senior center meeting. Roof trusses are now going up. Opening of the outside sports complex at the senior center. And also that week I had a Webster walkability meeting with the chamber and a number of folks to make some improvements to Library Plaza. Talking about traffic calming measures. If you go down there right now, you'll see that the DPW has put the temporary rubber speed bumps in to slow people. We're going to be doing some additional paving around Slack Tide in that parking lot next to the skate park. We're going to be doing lines and crosswalks that are raised, planters and benches. Patrick and I on Friday submitted a $200,000 grant. The chamber was there to support us on as Patrick and I did the paperwork to get it in. Lara Brayton, Alyssa McNamara Reed. So it actually turned out to be a fun time. We had a lot of laughs getting the application in. And we got it done.
Nice work.
And hopefully we'll get the $200,000. There was a flood risk open house workshop with Joe Rossi. I don't know how many people attended last week, but it worked out really well. People, it's an important issue. We got to keep hammering home beach nourishment. And I know that, Mr. Kilcoyne's done a lot of work with beach nourishment and permitting, as chair of the Conservation Commission. We got to keep doing that. We have to get easements from our residents to be able to do that. We have to make sure they understand we're not trying to take their property. We simply need to have access to get to there and do the beach nourishment, to repair the seawalls, and, protect the property. So we'll hear more about that. Meeting at the Boys and Girls Club on construction of the multi-use courts. We're beginning to add additional courts out and back of the Boys and Girls Club. Construction will get underway mid-June, a little later than expected, but with the construction schedules and trying to line people up, it's a real challenge. I also had a tour of the Veterans House with Karen Paulette, our Veterans Agent, and Lisa Potts, our Assistant Veterans Agent. After they did the clean out after the fire, they're ready to put the building back together. Everything had to be torn out of there. The wood that was really charred was cut out. Wood that was singed, they sand and grind. All the pipes are being replaced. Only things that they leave in place are the metal junction boxes because, they pulled all the wires, so they'll get all new wiring, all new copper plumbing, all the appliances that were in, everything has to be replaced. And I asked how they get the smell out, and they basically spray everything with Kills 2. So you never truly get the smell out on those very, very hot days up in the attic and stuff like that. You'll still get a smell even 20, 30 years later. So they're working on that. I had a meeting with No Fossil Fuel to go over the solar projects at the landfill, the schools, municipal buildings, and carports at our new buildings. And if everything goes according to schedule, we'll be able to, in a few years, recognize somewhere between 2 and 2.4 million annually on additional revenues. It's the largest deal ever struck in the Commonwealth. Patrick especially, put a lot of time in with the DOR. It was the first of its kind. They were not used to seeing something like that. It was very innovative, and if all the pieces align, we'll see that. And it's really like a override every single year with no added cost to the residents.
Amazing.
Breakfast meeting with Chairman Rowland. I had a breakfast meeting with Clerk Darcy. Week of May Third was working with the North River Art Society. Like everyone else, they've had some issues with raising money and stuff like that. So we have a new lease with them, and they want to defer another year. So at our next meeting on the 24th, I'll have prepared for the board an addendum to their lease, just setting the time frame back a year to give them a little breathing room on that. I had a meeting with our newest selectman, Mr. Kilcoyne, just to get him acquainted on some stuff right after his election. Meeting with PMA to review info for public construction meeting on police and DPW project. In particular, 35 Parsonage Street, we're making restoration, about a $50,000 to $60,000 restoration to a wetland down in the lower portion of the project. And the steel for the police department is scheduled to arrive later this week or next week. DPW final bid documents have been prepared, and they're ready to go out to bid sometime in June on the new building that they're building at 965 Plain Street, pardon me. Had a meeting with Fire Chief Simpson on maintenance and service of fire vehicles. DPW is not going to be servicing a lot of our vehicles over the next couple of years, and as you know, we did a RFP to service light trucks and vehicles. The winner of that was Lucetti Service. For our heavy-duty trucks, dump trucks, etc., they will, the low bidder, most qualified on that was Sullivan Tire out of their West Bridgewater location. And Jeff Simpson and I'm going to do an RFQ for them to get a company that will actually come on site. Right now, we have to drive the fire vehicles to Greenwood. Greenwood's the company that we have the contract with, certainly the two newest, the pumper, our new ambulances, and the $1.2 million ladder truck. Those have to be taken back, just like when you buy a new car, you got to go to the dealership. For the other fire trucks, other pumpers, and other equipment like that, Greenwood would service them. The problem is we have to drive, so whenever you drive a truck, it's two people, it's overtime. We can eliminate that, so I'm going to do an RFQ. You'll be hearing more about that. I had a meeting with Jim Boudreau from Situate Town Administrator, Situate Harbor Master, Mike DeMeo, myself, to talk about additional dredge at the river mouth. A couple of years ago now, time goes by so quickly, about 18 months ago, we dredged the north-south river mouth. And that was very treacherous. We had to go out to bid twice because so many people doing dredge, so little equipment. We had permits until 2022. There's a lot of shoaling out there, so we got to go back in and do some additional dredging. Situate's trying to do dredging of the harbor, just like we're going to try to do next year. If they don't get the permits in place in time and able to get the funding, they'll hop on board to this. It's about $250,000 for each of the towns, plus some match from Seaport Bond. We have our money in place, but we need Situate, so I'll keep everyone updated on that. Construction meeting, senior center, roof trusses in place. We had a meeting on furniture review, FF&E. We talked about outside colors, and they've begun the roofing on the old section. And soon as the plywood's up on the new section, the trusses are in place, they'll start, and it will be an all-new roof on the whole complex. We were able to do that because the bidding was so advantageous to the town. Meeting with Fred Russell, maintenance project status. Some maintenance project that still need to be done. The painting out here, all of the white that you see on Town Hall, the columns, etc., will be sanded and painted. The black around the windows, the caulking at the foundation, and the gold lettering of the letters up on the fascia board front. That needs to be done, as well as the painting of the Ventress building on South River, which is the school administration building. Also, the ATM is being installed at the Maritime Center. Going to have an ATM down there, which will greatly benefit all of the people that go for the six-pack fishers, the tourists that go down there and stuff like that. It will be mounted on the ramp going into the Maritime, right to the right of the door. We hope to, if everything works out, we hope to have it done for Memorial Day, if not right after that. So we had a very successful, and Mr. Darcy can attest to it, a very successful dog park construction meeting with the landscape architect, Casey Lee Bastian of CBI. And he's going to begin to now work on the bid documents and start to prepare those. Once he has those prepared, We'll run them by the appropriate people, including the Stanton Foundation. Once everyone signs off, we'll get those out, and hopefully we have the dog park. We're able to cut a ribbon sometime late October, early November. So, it's a little iffy. Everything is tight because of construction schedule. It's a lot of landscaping going on, et cetera. The trees are in demand. The types of trees that we're going to need are in demand. So we may have to do them over 2 growing seasons, but we'll keep everyone updated on that. Also, we had our 50,000 shot at the clinic. We had the press there to do a nice little photo. Mr. Kilcoyne was there and participated. Later that day, Plymouth County Sheriff Joseph McDonald was there, and he's been great with supplying people to help augment the police there during the whole duration. He came, he got a full tour, and we did some nice photos and some interviews, and Mr. Darcy was there, Mr. Kilcoyne was there, so worked out really well. He was very pleased, happy to help, and continue to help us. I already mentioned that Patrick and I worked on the share space grant, got that filed, and that is my report.
Excellent. Mr. Darcy, any questions?
No questions.
How about you, Mr. Kilcoyne?
Good, thank you.
Great. Why don't you go ahead, Mr. Maresco, move into the update on drive-through vaccinations.
Okay, so total vaccine given out as of the close of business on Saturday was 53,694 shots.
That's great.
That breaks down to 50,193 Pfizer shots, 3,501 J&J shots. Last week, Wednesday and Saturday, Pfizer only 4 days, most of 1 shots on Saturday. First shots, 485. Second shots, 2,569. Breakdown by days. Total shots on Wednesday of last week, 1,031. Thursday, 682 plus 85. Friday, 659 plus 85. And 683 plus 268. So as you can see, it's up and down. We're not as busy as we used to be. I'm happy to report that on Wednesday, we're closed tomorrow, but on Wednesday we will start drive-through without an appointment. So if you don't have an appointment, you want to get a shot, we're prepared. We have computer people. Take your information. We have a dedicated lane for that. We're also doing 16 and 18-year-olds, and we'll be expanding. The governor, I believe, today at his press conference, it's 13 to 18, and we'll be expanding to support that particular group. So clinic's doing well, and if things keep going the same, we'll probably wrap up possibly by the end of June. We'll have to see what the numbers look like.
That's great.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I understand, I read an article that the fair is possibly moving forward in August as well, so.
I actually had, I did have lunch with Lenny LaForest, just for full disclosure. Lenny's a family friend for
Sure.
25 or 30 years now, and we did have, and the board's on the fence. They're about evenly split. They haven't taken a final vote yet. They're concerned, it has to be half the audience from 2019. That's the case, it's like 160, that's 80,000. Will 80,000 people come? Will their food people come? Will entertainment come? There's a lot of ifs. They have to put out a lot of money. After not having money, they haven't been able to really do a lot of fundraising. They haven't been able to have events. So the 4-H kids are the ones, and the 4-H animals are the ones that suffer. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. They're going to notify us as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's just good to hear the conversations happening, and hopefully we'll be moving things forward. So, great. So we have a 7:15 appointment. We have Cindy Marco. You're on the line, correct? I see you. Great. How you doing, Cindy?
Good, how are you?
Excellent. So I understand that you wrote a letter to the Board of Selectmen about putting together pop-up libraries in town. Do you want to speak a little bit about that?
Yes, so this is an idea that we've had kicking around, my staff and I, for about a year. We finally have managed to get it all together, and our library trust generously donated $6,500 to purchase materials for the pop-up libraries. So the idea is that we take the library out into the community. So we pop up places, we bring a couple of bins full of books, we are able to issue library cards. We can do this because we now have access to our library, integrated library system, where we can issue library cards remotely, so people can get a library card right out in the community. They can start using it right away. Librarians can show them how to use all the services that we have, the digital and downloadable services, ebooks, e-audiobooks, stream. So the idea is to just get out there. I'm sorry?
Oh, no, sorry, we, John, was just our.
Little technical
Little
difficulty.
technical difficulty, but we got it. We did hear it. So, so-
So the idea is just to get the library out into the community.
Yes.
Places where it might not necessarily, people might not necessarily have,
we're good. Oh,
their park. And then Greg Emon, my trustee chair, actually suggested the town training green because it's in a little easier spot for people to get to. Because he said by the time people see that you're at South River Park, they've driven by and they might not necessarily want to turn around and come back. So that was the reason that I made the request for the training green. We're not really sure. We're putting together a schedule now. We have some firm places. We know we're going to be going to Wrexham Beach. We're going to try to do that weekly on Tuesdays for 2 or 3 hours. We know that Mike DeMeo has given us permission to do Harbor Park, and that's probably something we'll do every other week, and we're going to try to really promote that with social media because it's not a place where people will necessarily be. So we're going to have to try and get them to go there for our events. We are working with Greg Jameson to do some events for, we're going to go into the farmer's market. They've invited us out there. Working with Carol for the Council on Aging. Also have met with Jama at Stellwagen Brewery, and she is very excited to let us set up the pop-up library outside the brewery. And that would really attract an audience that we're anxious to get, those late 20s, 30s, 40-year-olds. Bring the library to them and let them see all the things that they can get from their library. So we're really excited about doing this. And I'm hoping to get your support. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah, no, thanks, Cindy. I think it's an excellent idea, and it's really smart to look at different locations throughout town to, broaden the horizons of people about the library. I mean, people know about the library, but, much like a food truck, it's taking the food to the people versus having the people go to the restaurant. It's kind of the same principle. I think it's really smart. So I really have no other questions on that. Mr. Darcy, any other questions?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I have no questions.
Great. I bet you, Mr. Kilcoyne.
I follow my two compatriots here. I don't have any questions on this. It's a fantastic idea.
Excellent. So I'll make a motion to grant permission to Cindy Marcoux and the library to have pop-up libraries on Town Green and other locations as identified around town.
And Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, just with in respect to the Town Green, with the sign off by the Historic Commission has to sign off on the Town Green also.
Right, with the sign off of the Historic Commission.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to support the projects.
Excellent. Thanks so much, Cindy. Good luck on that.
Yeah, great project.
Thanks. Okay, so let's move on to our action items. Our first action item is discussion and vote on application for annual peddler's license of JJ's Sunday Express.
And actually, Kerry is on, Mr. Chairman, Kerry right
Oh.
up there on the right.
Excellent. Hi, Carrie. How are you? Excellent. Thanks for joining us. So can you give us a little download on what you'll be doing with JJ Sunday Express?
Well, I figured during these times it'd be good to get out into neighborhoods and serve some kids some ice cream. I'm definitely going to be doing some parties, and people have already asked in Marshfield if I could do private parties at residences. So that would be my main focus, as well as maybe going through some neighborhoods. I have some permits already in other surrounding towns. I'm not sure if there's any questions
Oh,
or
okay.
anything else you want me to address with that.
No, it seems like it's pretty straightforward. Mr. Darcy, any questions?
No questions.
Okay. Mr. Kilcoyne?
I don't have any questions. I think the kids would love it. It's time to get back to normal and get out there, do some summer fun.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right, great. So,
Mr. Chairman, if I
Yes.
may, just when you do a motion to approve this, you'll see in the packet that she's got the insurance papers, and there's no issues with the background check on this individual.
Right.
The board may want to consider just some limitations, that you wouldn't be able to sell ice cream in front of businesses or adjacent to businesses that sell ice cream by right.
yeah, that
That makes sense.
that's a really good point. Point well taken. And it does sound like your main focus is private parties and things, but when the opportunity does arise and it makes sense, you could plug in. So, right?
That's right.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'll make a motion to grant common vic license to, annual peddler's license to JJ Sundays Express with, under the contingency that they refrain from setting up next to or adjacent to other licensed ice cream shops in Marshfield.
I would second that.
Okay? Motion's been made and duly seconded. A roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the annual peddler's license for JJ Sunday Express.
Good. Thanks,
Thank you
Carrie.
very much, I appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck with your business.
Thank you so much. I'll see you around town.
Yes, you will. Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Next action item, discussion and vote on application for annual common victual license for Rooster's Family Kitchen. Is anyone from Rooster's on the call? On the
Mr.
meeting?
Chairman, I do know that the owner was at the hospital when Kate talked to them today to get some additional information for you that's in front of you with their menus and stuff. She was at the hospital with her son. She does have an application that's in the packet,
Yes.
and you could approve it subject to, background check, sign off by the Board of Health,
Right.
fire,
Right.
and any other agencies that need to sign off. But you'll see, she's not here, but part of the information there in the location where the old Papagino's is.
Yes.
Their restaurant will be doing lunch and dinner. I gave you a sampling. They have a business. They're already up and have experience in Kingston.
Yes.
Their Kingston location, they do breakfast and lunch. So just a little change up here.
Yeah, I knew when they were on the agenda, I took a look at their website. It looks pretty professional, looks very family oriented and family owned. Obviously, it's kind of nice to have them as a lunch and dinner type place. Although, if they decided to serve breakfast, looking at this menu, I wouldn't be too opposed to it. Although we have some very fine breakfast places in our community. Do you know if they've signed a lease over there yet, or are they just waiting contingents?
Yes, I believe they did sign a lease, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, that space has been empty for a while, and I would love to see something go in there and make it happen. So, Mr. Darcy, any questions? Any concerns?
I'm now very hungry, but I have
Yeah.
no questions.
Great. How about you, Mr. Kilcoyne?
They run a great business already in Kingston. This would be a nice addition to the town. I would just like to make sure that it is subject to all permits and any other type of regulatory background
Sign-offs.
checks that they need.
Absolutely. Thanks. So I'll make a motion to grant an application for an annual common victualler license with subject to the background check from the police, the fire, and Board of Health, and approval from police, fire, and Board of Health.
Second?
Okay, a motion been made and duly seconded. A roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the annual common victuals license with the appropriate sign-offs by our appropriate agencies.
Excellent. Next on our action items is discussion and vote on Chamber of Commerce Merchants Market, which would take place Sunday, June 6th. I see Laura Brait is on the call, I believe. Ms. Brait, are you there? I see you coming on. Excellent. How are you? Good. Would you want to say a few words about this event?
Sure. So the applicant is actually Stellwagen Brewery, but this is a partnership between the Chamber and Stellwagen. We had this idea to, as we, go, I don't want to say post-COVID, but as we try to move on from being stuck in our houses, we had this idea that we wanted to give some of our businesses the opportunity to sell their goods in an event-like setting. So we partnered with Stellwagen, and we have about 18 vendors that are going to be all placed outside on that day. It's June 6th from 12 to 5. The chamber will also have a tent there selling shop local goods, and we'll be promoting Lobster Fest as well, which I also know is on the agenda tonight.
Excellent. Sounds like a great event. I don't see any other issues or anything. It makes sense, and it looks like a lot of these, a lot of the people you have signed up here are great local businesses, and I love doing business with those people. So I really have no questions about this.
No questions.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
I've already signed up to go.
I guess he has no questions.
Thanks so much.
Excellent. So,
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
just before, if I may,
Yes.
when you do this, building has signed off, they have no issues. It's really contingent upon fire and police sign off.
Okay. All right, so I'll make a motion. I'll make a motion to grant. What is the? It's not a license, is it? Is it? It's not a license, Mr. Moresco.
No, it's not. It's just really, it's just
Accepting.
accepting the event.
So I'll make a motion to accept the Chamber of Commerce Merchant Market contingent on approval by the Marshville Fire and Police Department
Board of Health.
and Board of Health.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion's been made and duly seconded. A roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to allow the Merchants Market to take place on Sunday, June 6th.
Grant, if it's okay with you gentlemen, I'd like to take an item out of order since Mrs. Brait is on the call. If that's okay, I'd like to discuss and vote on the Lobster Fest right now. Is that everybody okay? Okay.
I'm fine with that.
Ms. Brait, you want to speak about the Marshville Lobster Fest taking place on September 12th?
Sure. Well, congratulations, Mr. Chairman, and welcome, James. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
And hi, Steve. Hi, Mr. Moresco. How are you?
Excellent, thank you.
Kate? Is that Kate over there?
Yes.
It is.
Hi, Kate. Okay. So we have Lobster Fest scheduled for September 12th, 2021. I'm really excited about this. For the newbies in the room, Lobster Fest originated in 2018 as an idea, with the Chamber wanting to provide the town with a signature event that highlighted our town's natural resources and also supported local business. This event encompasses entertainment, vendors, food, activities, and educational components. I've been working with Chief Tavares and Mike DeMeo, our harbor master, who is now on our board. For those of you that don't know, they're both very supportive, and we're working together to ensure a safe, fun event, addressing all of our traffic issues, road closures, parking, and safety plans.
Great.
We don't have all of our vendors secured as of yet. Of course, this event would be approved, just in case something happens with COVID, we know that we'll have to cancel. I guess that's the easiest way for me to say this. So I just want you guys to know that I have that caveat in there, that I know that if something comes back or we have a spike, we are fully aware that we would have to cancel our event. We have been meeting as a committee for about 3 months now, hoping that we would be able to host this. We have a lot of ideas on ways to spread out people at our event, and we're hoping that we can have it, but I know that it will be a different experience, but we're hoping to have at least 2,000 people this time. So based on state restrictions, I'm hoping to see you all there and hoping to see most of our community members. And I'm happy to answer any questions if you guys have any.
Laura, is it going to be at the Harbor Park again?
It is going to be at Harbor Park, yes.
Okay.
I have a comment, if I may.
Sure.
Yeah. Hey, Laura, how are you? I think you're going to probably have more than 2,000 people if you remember some of the previous times with the number of people that show up. I think people are very anxious to get out. I think this is a fantastic event, and it does highlight the town. I wonder if you'd be willing to expand upon a conversation that you and I had about maybe getting it more into the Brant Rock area as well, and trying to make it a joint area to support those businesses in Brant Rock, as well as keep it in the Harbor Park. Have you had any thoughts on that? Maybe expand on?
Sure. So I think I heard you. There's a lot. I hear like a phone dinging or something. So it's
Yes, someone's dinging.
I don't know what that is.
Who's dinging?
But I think I know what you're asking me. So you asked me about Brant Rock. And
Yes, could we include it? Could we
More
link
like
Brant
that
Rock
one.
to it? Yes. And help those
Okay,
businesses
sure.
in Brant
So-
Rock.
Sure. So in my dreams, it would be we would host a Lobster Fest weekend where all the business owners, all the residents, not just from Brant Rock, but all of Marshfield would be involved. That's my goal, to include the entire town in an event like this. Hence why I call it a signature event for the town. We do discuss this event with all of our, the business owners in that area, and we do meet with the Brant Rock Village Association as well to discuss this event. I'm always looking for ways to collaborate. Anybody that knows me knows that my life motto is collaboration is better than doing something yourself. So I'm really happy to include anyone and change this event in any way that anyone thinks that we could make it better. I would love to see more road closures and, more people outside. Again, in my dreams, I would see picnic tables on the Esplanade and people out there enjoying their time, playing games and enjoying times with their family. So to answer your question, there are definitely ways that we can do it. I think that this is the type of event that year after year, we have a briefing after to see what works and what doesn't work and in ways that we can make it better. I appreciate your enthusiasm, and I love that you love this event as much as I do, maybe. But I'm happy to take any suggestions. If anyone wants to join our committee, I'd love to have you guys.
Well, for myself, I can see this. We've already got a model in a nearby town, which is Situate Heritage Days, which is a really fantastic event. I realize that might involve, closing some roads down the Brant Rock area. Situate's been able to do it, and it's really, really successful. We've got a lot of great places in this town, too, that we could spread over a couple of days. They could go all to different houses, historic places in the town at the same time. And if you're looking for a collaborator, I'd be more than willing to help be the liaison on this board to assist that project.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Great. Mr. Darcy, do you have any questions?
Yes. Laura, I know the first Lobster Fest was a huge hit in 2019, and that was despite having to reschedule because of a hurricane. And it was still a really popular, big success, so congrats to you. And I know that our friends at the Point Restaurant are gearing up and getting ready to go for Lobster Fest this time around. So just to kind of go over what a big hit this was, do you have a back of the envelope number for how many folks participated in the first Lobster Fest?
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Did you ask me how many people were at the first Lobster Fest?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought it was around 5,000, but I'll never forget the minute that I called Chief Jamars and I was getting nervous because we didn't have any medical on site there and there were so many people. Thankfully, we didn't have any major issues, but he said between him and Chief Hawking, they thought at the height there was about 7,500 people.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, we're looking forward to it this time around, too.
Great. Anything?
Me too, thanks so much.
Yeah, it's absolutely, there's definitely an appetite for this type of an event, Laura, and I think I'm excited about seeing what happens, how it grows and moving forward through COVID. So, I'm going to make a motion to accept Lobster Fest for Sunday, September 12th, 2021, contingent on approval from the police, fire, Board of Health, and also obviously with us not spiking with COVID. So that's my motion.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve Lobster Fest for Sunday, September 12th with the appropriate checkoffs.
Thanks so much, Ms. Bray.
Thank you guys so much. Thanks for all your hard work.
Well, thanks for
Thank
everything you
you.
do. Appreciate it. Okay, our next item on our action items is a discussion and vote on diversity and inclusion event slated to take place at Saturday, June 12th, 2021 at the Boys and Girls Club. Mr. Moresco.
Yes, so we're going to be doing an inclusionary event that will encompass all segments of our society, young, school children, adults, religious, non-religious, really, breaking down the barriers regarding racism and inequality, cuts across all of the strata. We're looking to have an event that will last from 10 to 12. It's going to be outside on the fields behind the Boys and Girls Club. We have the pavilion if the sun's too strong, and we have the Boys and Girls Club gym if it rains. We're going to have 3 prominent speakers. One's a local media person, and we're going to have 2 other additional speakers. Along with that, we're going to have music, because you need to have music and music for meditation. And we hope to also add to it, we're going to see if we can get some maybe ethnic variety of food trucks to assemble at the Boys and Girls Club, so that at the conclusion of the event at around noontime, which traditionally is the start of lunchtime, that might be nice for people to hang out, be able to have some food opportunities, and then to make friends with people that they really don't know as sort of a continuation. And we'll continue to update the board. We're meeting again this Thursday. Mr. Darcy's working on the project. Mr. Jim Bunno, who's the executive director of the Boys and Girls Club, and Danielle Kerrigan from HR is working. And we just got to hope that it's going to be really nice weather, and I'm pretty sure that we'll get a good crowd. We're also going to have, the library will be there. Danielle's working with the library to have a list of books that deal with racism, inequality, sexual orientation, to be accepted, stuff like that. We want to do events like this because we want people to know how wonderful our community is. We want people to know what their sexual orientation, whatever their ethnicity is, whatever the color of their skin, that they're all welcome to live here, and we want people to feel comfortable here. That's why we want to do events like this. And so we're going to have local vendors also, Peace Flag. Dan Hassett, if you make a donation to the organization, you get a Peace Flag. So we're going to reach out to Dan to have a stand there, and what other businesses along with the library to be out there and have information for people to take away from the event also.
Excellent. Well, I, for one, am very excited about this event. This event will also coincide with June, which is annually it is LGBTQ Pride Month, plus LGBTQ plus Pride Month, and as a board member and as a resident, I'm very, very excited about this type of an event. Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, I think the scope of this event could be really big and really positive, and showcase the best of our community, and also, educate our community as well. And I know that we're working very closely with Laura as well, and she'll be there with us Thursday. She does so many great things for our community. So it's, it's local leaders, it's private business, small business in Marshfield, and just great folks from our community all coming together to build a really great and positive event. So I'm very excited with how we're moving along.
I echo the sentiments here. I want to thank Mr. Darcy for taking the lead on this. This, I think, will demonstrate how open Marshfield is and how we want to be inclusive of everybody for this town. So thank you for your work on that.
Thank you.
Excellent. So we just need a motion to accept this event, correct?
Just to accept the event, the date, and location and time. Yeah.
Great. So I'll make a motion to accept this diversity and inclusion event scheduled for Saturday, June 12th, 2021 at the Boys and Girls Club from
10 to 12.
10 a.m. till 12 p.m.
Second?
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the diversity inclusion event Saturday, June 12th from 10 to 12. We'll also be, I've spoken to the chief of police, we'll be doing a safety and security plan. Fire, all the necessary people will be doing the appropriate sign-offs on that, and we'll keep the board updated as we progress.
Perfect. Okay. Next item on our action items on our agenda is discussion and vote on renewal of earth removal permit for Biagini Inc.
Yes, just before you do that, Mr. Chairman, we need to do the temporary extension of licensed premise for Stellwagen Brewery. D,
Did I miss that?
yes.
Oh, I missed
Okay.
it. Well, I'm on a home run for my first meeting as chair today. Discussion and vote on temporary extension of licensed permits at Stellwagen Brewery for Merchants Market, which we already discussed. So I'll make a motion that we vote on that temporary extension of licensed premise at Stellwagen Brewery for the Merchants Market, based with all approvals in place from the fire, police, and Board of Health.
Second.
Okay, a motion's been made and duly second. A roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve. And I just wanted to let the board also know that the police have reviewed and they have no issues. Their standard thing to everyone is to make sure that the people at tips trained that are there and that everyone maintains a 6 foot for as far as the setup, 6 feet from each stand, and people are practicing social distancing.
Awesome. Okay. So now, let's move on to discussion and vote on renewal of earth permit for Biagini Inc. Mr. Maresco. do you-
Okay, I will. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just very quickly, for those members that aren't familiar, Biagini Inc.'s been operating a sand and gravel removal on lots B and C on Ames Way since 1950. This is a very standard. They come before the Board of Selectmen every year to renew their permit, and the Board of Health goes out and inspects and makes sure they check the bottom of the wells at depths of 17, 20, and 35 feet. To make sure that water is not being infiltrated, and we never have any issues, and it's just a standard renewal.
Great. I have no questions.
No questions.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to grant the renewal of the earth removal permit for Biagini Inc.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the renewal of the earth removal permit for Biagini Inc.
Great. Next is discussion and vote on updated benefits workflow. I believe that's Patrick.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much.
How are you tonight?
Very well, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you, gentlemen. I appreciate the opportunity to be able to update the board on this. This has been a project that Michael has gave me a lot of leeway with and told me to address. And I'm happy to report that after 7 months, our finance team has once again battled through a problem that was left for us over 20 years of mishandling of information and so on and so forth. We have been able to effectively reconcile all retirees, deceased, alive, so on and so forth, spouses, all current employees, by job type, by job code, by department, which will last forever. This has been a total group effort. I want to especially thank Danielle Kerrigan, our Human Resource Director, Town Accountant Christine McCarthy, the Treasurer side of the office, the Collector side of the office. It's been an entire, this project, I can tell you, was a unifying team effort. And I'm happy to report to Michael and the board this evening that it's now complete. As of 7/1/20, the workflow before you should the board accept this will be in full swing. The vote to support tonight will allow me to install this prior to that start date. This will also be added to the financial policies of the town of Marshfield on the first week in June. Historically, the board votes on all the financial policies that Michael and I review with the finance team to be submitted to the board. What you see before you here is going to also drive further for the continuity of offices. That's going to be an instruction manual on how to handle every function of benefit tracking, benefit reconciliation, payroll reconciliation with benefits, with bills, with retirement. It really was, I'm really proud that this is done, and I'm happy to be a part of it.
Great. Yeah, it looks like there's a ton of work that's gone into this, Mr. Del Russo, and I applaud the entire team for working hard to do this. What would you say would be the number one benefit of this workflow?
The number one benefit for this is that we now know all of our bills are 100% accurate for the first time in a long time. And that being said, when we go into Munis, we're gonna have accurate information, so those additive, garbage in, garbage out, we're very pleased that we're gonna have all accurate information at the inception of that project, which is very near and dear to my heart, because as you know, I've been charged with sort of being the point of contact with Tyler, so having done 4 conversions in my career, I know how important the initial step is. If you can't walk into that project with a clean slate and have everything buttoned up, you know, you're destined to fail. And so we're very comfortable, very confident. The next few weeks, should there be a successful vote tonight, we'll sort of restructure the workflow based around this model, sort of highlighting everyone's unique contributions and bringing out the best in sort of everyone's abilities, and properly structuring how a benefit operation really communicates with the financial operation, how that communicates with the accounting operation, how that ultimately boils up to health insurance bills and pension liability bills. So it's a very long road, but this is it's really great. I want to thank Michael Rusko for his support. I mean, the entire time. I mean, really couldn't have done it without him, without his oversight on this. So thank you, Michael.
Okay, when do you, I see the benefit bill reconciliation will be transitioned to the assistant treasurer by 7/1. When do you feel like this will completely be in place? By 7/1 or?
Correct. By
Okay.
vote support tonight, Michael thought it was prudent that the board vote this to make sure that you guys didn't have any issues with it, of course. And again, this is a policy, so that's where we're obviously, be my recommendation to Michael and you guys is that I think we need to make a change. This is the change I'm comfortable with and confident that we'll be able to achieve our goal. And I know that by June 15th it will be all done, and then that 2-week period will start transitioning into the 7/1 time period, in which the reconciliation process has to begin for the month of June.
Excellent. Great job. Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, great work. I have no questions.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Well, coming, Patrick, from a multinational, I realize how important it is for employees to understand their health, HR benefits, whether you're sick, vacation, now I collect retirement. So I've had all the gambits of them, and having that thorough communication, what you set up here is going to be very beneficial to the employees, and also I think financially to the town. So it's a win all the way around. Thank you, team, very much.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Thank you, guys.
So listen, I'll make a motion to accept the updated benefits workflow as presented by our Director of Finance, Patrick Delarusso.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to accept the updated benefits workflow plan.
Thank you, Mr. Delarusso. Nice work. Okay, so next is discussion and vote on acceptance of gift of $1,000 from Coastal Heritage Bank. You want to speak on that?
Sure.
Mr. Delarusso.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As you know, Coastal Heritage Bank, the Senior Vice President, Mr. Bill Bowers, reached out to us, reached out to Michael and myself, and asked how they could get involved with the vaccination clinic, given they have 2 branches in town. They gave us a very generous donation of $1,000. And that brings us to a total of $21,000 we've received from community banks, both locally and statewide, have contributed to the Marshwood vaccination site.
That's really great, and it's great to see these local banks, stepping up and contributing to this important endeavor. And Mr. Bowers himself, as many people know in this community, is very involved in this community. So it's just another feather in his cap to continue to support our town. I have nothing else. Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, we appreciate the donation and no questions.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Yeah, I mean, communities need business, and business needs a community. So this is a very nice and cooperative effort. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to accept the gift of $1,000 from Coastal Heritage Bank.
Second.
Second, a motion made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
A unanimous vote to accept the $1,000 donation from Coastal Heritage Bank.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Wilson.
Okay, the next item is discussion and vote on acceptance of donation of $1,000 to Veterans Gift Account. Mr. Moresco.
Karen Paulette received a $1,000 check from David Hazel to the Veterans Gift Account. It was a generous donation to help and assist veterans and their families.
Seems like a great cause. I have no questions.
No questions.
No questions. Thank you, Mr. Hassel.
Excellent. So I'll make a motion to accept the donation of $1,000 to Veterans Gift Account.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote to accept $1,000 to the Veterans Gift Account.
Next item is discussion and vote on request for permission to hold story walks with Deborah Warsh. I have here, I know in the past, last fall, I believe it was last year, first year, correct? Mr.
That is
Maresco?
correct, Mr. Chairman.
And she would meet in a public space, and they would walk and tell stories, adults and children. Looks like they're going to, the groups will stay around 25 people, continue to wear masks and proper sanitizing methods, and then the places are Couch Cemetery, Dandelion Park, Veterans Park, Ellis Bog Trail, and Wrexham River Walk. I think this is a great way. I mean, especially, last year when she did it, we were just, getting into COVID, I think, and it's just a great opportunity for people to be outside and be together. So I support it. Mr. Darcy?
Yeah, no questions.
Great. Mr.
No
Kilcoyne?
questions, great idea.
All right, so I'll make a motion for them to grant permission to hold story walks to Deborah Warsh.
Second.
And then if I could just suggest, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Just subject to availability of the parks as determined by the Veterans Officer, the DPW, the Molly Fitzgerald Memorial Fund, because they're talking about things that
Sure.
will, fall under other jurisdictions.
Yeah, so on that motion, I will make a motion to grant permission to hold story walks to Deborah Warsh at these locations previously mentioned, contingent on the permission of the organizations that control those areas.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland?
Aye.
Mr. Darcy?
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne?
Aye.
Unanimous vote, notifying the appropriate property owners for permission to hold story walks. Deborah Warsh.
Excellent. Next item is the discussion and vote to approve the Marshfield High School class of 2021 picture boards to be installed on the town green on or around May 20th, 2021. I know last year this was the first time I think we had to do this with COVID running rampant and no Grad Night Live, and unfortunately I believe that we're kind of in that boat again with the Grad Night Live again. So I feel this is just a really, really important thing to do for our class, and actually I enjoyed, I got out last year myself and helped put those up, and it felt really good. The parents and the students really, really appreciated it. Is Grad Night Live going to be involved in it again this year, Mr.
So
Maresco?
we're not doing so. The reason that we're doing the sign, so just for full disclosure,
Yeah.
I need to disclose that I am the co-chair of Grad Night Live, and I'm also the treasurer for that organization. So we won't be doing Grad Night because of the limitations of being inside. So like we did last year, we're going to do I want to say they're not 8x10s, but they're a good-sized picture of each student we have done, and they're put up on the school property. What we also did is we do 4 8x10 pieces of plywood with collages of all the kids throughout their 4 years of high school. The artists that are involved with our organization put them together, and then Jim Fitzgerald and Steve Robbins and a number of folks, including myself, but I'm not very mechanical. I do the heavy cheering on and tell them how great they're doing. Although I was out there banging the signs into the ground with Mr. Rowland last
saw
year and
that.
Mr. Bowers.
You were there, yeah.
And my kids all had to come and do it. And
Yes.
it's great, but what they want to do is, approximately around May 20th or so, a little later, they'll have the placards up the 20th and 21st at the high school for a barbecue. Right after that, they'll be moved to the town green, probably a few days later, so maybe around the 26th or 27th of May, and then they would stay up until the second week or so of June, and then they're taken down by the same people that put them up, and the public can come by and take a look at them. They cover them with plastic so the pictures don't get ruined.
Yeah, no, it's terrific, and
And we've notified the Historic Commission because we need their sign off also.
yeah,
But Cindy assured me it wouldn't be a problem.
yeah. Full disclosure, I'm married to the the
That is
PR chairman and board member of the Grad Night Live as well. So it's been a crazy 2 years, and hopefully we'll get back to traditional Grad Night Live next year. And I applaud the seniors of 2020 and 2021 for hanging in there and getting their degrees in the craziest time. So, Mr. Darcy.
Yeah, no questions.
Great.
No questions, great idea.
All right, so we'll make a motion to approve the Marshfield High School Class of 2021 picture boards to be installed on the town green on or around May 20th, 2021.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to approve the signboards going up with the sign-off by the Historic Commission.
Okay, next is discussion and vote to waive permits for airport generator. Mr. Maresco?
So this is a very standard thing. As folks know, the airport itself is actually owned by the town of Marshfield. It's managed by South Shore Aviation. They've been fantastic on getting a lot of grant money from the FAA to update their security systems, their lights that go off and on now when planes can access from the cockpit when to put them on, so that they're not interfering with the neighbors and stuff like that, because the airport's in middle of neighborhoods. And continue along with this, they need to have a generator to make sure that they meet the safety standards. And there's usually a permit fee from the building department that's required, but would basically be charging ourselves, so permission to, the board is the only one that can approve the fee, just like you did for the senior center construction project, the police station, the DPW, any other town buildings that we do things on.
Yeah, it seems pretty standard, Mr. Darcy.
No questions.
No.
All right, so I'll make a motion to waive permits for the airport generator.
I'll second that.
Motion's been duly made and seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to waive the permits for the airport generator. Did we do the minutes already? Did I? No.
We're
Okay,
about
so
to
we-
do it. But do we have all
I
the,
thought I made a mistake and didn't check off.
do we have all the signatures we need?
Yes, we do.
Okay, great. Any discussion on the minutes?
No.
Okay. Make a motion to accept the minutes of March 26th, March 30th, April 20th, and April 26th of 2021.
Second.
Motion been made and duly seconded to accept the minutes. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous vote. I'm gonna,
Kilcoyne is yes, and aye as well.
okay. So you can vote, yes, you mean,
I read them.
you read them, okay, you're fine with them. You actually weren't here, so
Yeah, so.
normally you wouldn't vote.
So I did a
but-
mullen.
Okay, perfect. Unanimous vote to accept the minutes.
Great. I believe that's it. So I'll make a motion to adjourn our meeting.
Second.
Motion been duly made and seconded. Roll call is in order. Mr. Rowland.
Aye.
Mr. Darcy.
Aye.
Mr. Kilcoyne.
Aye.
Unanimous vote to adjourn first meeting under the reorganized Board of Selectmen.
Thanks, everyone. Be safe.